Let's see. Jaw's getting unhinged on this one. That is absolutely killer. Holy crap, man. What's going on, everybody? My name is John Serwin, and this is my kitchen. Welcome. Today, I'm going to show you how I made these. Some homemade Italian sausage. Cut up the pork, ground it, seasoned it, stuffed it, cooked it. I'll show you the techniques and how it's done. Coming up. Stay tuned. Here we have some meat, a bone-in pork butt. We are going to go ahead, take it out of the packaging, and we are going to cube this up to make our Italian sausage. This has got a pretty nice fat cap. This would give us probably, I'd say, close to an 80-20 range, which for sausage, you want anywhere from 80-20 to 70-30 on the lean to fat ratio. So just like we have before, we're going to work around this bone, take that out, and then cube this up into about 1.5 by 1.5 pieces. Off to the freezer for 1 hour to stiffen this stuff up a little bit so we can get it through our grinder. We are going to toast up some spices for our Italian sausage spice blend. I'm going to bring a small stainless steel pan up to some medium heat. In here we have 5 grams or 1 tablespoon of crushed red pepper flake, 10 grams or 4 teaspoons of black peppercorns, 12 grams or 2 tablespoons of coriander seed. Let's see if you can see. You know, you'll see them as I pour them out. Let's do that. How about that? And then 12 grams or 2 tablespoons of some fennel seed. I'm going to toast this up in a dry pan. Only going to take about 2-3 minutes. We don't want to burn them at all, but we want to get those essential oils coming out. So we're just going to constantly move it around. All right, starting to smell it. We're going to go ahead and take this off the heat. We're going to take our mortar and pestle, take our toasted spice mixture. I want to keep these fennel seeds I don't want them fully ground. I want you to bite into a little bit of fennel. I wonder if it's just a Chicago thing, that it's very fennel forward. I don't know. You tell me, does the Italian sausage around you, is it very fennel forward? I'm curious. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start breaking this up. Oh my Lord, that smells amazing. Toasted spices, I'm telling you. Like, any chance you can, just toast them up a little bit. Oh, I guess the pepper myth is true. Man, whoo, once you get a big whiff of that. Mercy, see? The things I do for good food, though. All right, that's about the consistency that I want. I'm going to actually put this through the grinder when I do the grind and a half. That'll be the plan of action. All right, time to get set up for grinding. Medium die plate. This is all very, very cold. Half speed and grinder and a half. Helps if I plug it in. We are going to go in with a half grind. So here is 3 pounds, and we got 3 pounds here. What I'm going to do is start half grinding it, and we're going to add in, remember that spice mix that I said I didn't want to grind up too crazy whole, because we are going to throw it in with this 3-pound mix and throw it through the grinder. But what I am going to do is probably save out about a good handful off to the side, because you always get meat stuck in your grinder at the end. So I'm going to take that handful, put that at the end, and make sure we get out all of our spice. And now throw this through the grinder for our grind and a half. Half speed. All right, moving my meat mixture back here because I want to clear this out. Usually I would put in some old stale bread and just let that work its way on through to get the rest of that meat out. But saw this on the internet. They said, take those plastic bags that you get produce in and throw it in there. It should push everything out and not harm your meat grinder. I don't know, I'm skeptical. We're gonna give it a shot though. Let's see, half speed. I think it actually worked. Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. All right, you're gonna check with me. There's the plate, not too shabby. I mean, there's still some remnants left over, right? But it did do a pretty good job of getting a lot of it out of there. That hack kind of worked. All right, we're gonna clean up and get to mixing the rest of this. Here we have, that is our 6 pounds of pork butt with, remember in that bowl, we already had our 12 grams of fennel seed, 12 or 2 tablespoons, 12 grams or 2 tablespoons of coriander seeds, 10 grams or 4 teaspoons of black peppercorns, and 5 grams or 1 tablespoon of crushed red pepper. We sent that through with our pork on the grind and a half, and now we are going to put in the rest of our seasonings. Here we have 55 grams or 5 tablespoons of kosher salt. That'll get us a 2% salinity on our sausage ratio. Next we have 15 grams or 1 tablespoon of sugar, 6 grams or 2 tablespoons of some very good, if you can find some very good Italian seasoning mix. This one is the best one that I have found. It's got marjoram, it's got rosemary, thyme, basil, oregano. It's pretty awesome. So 6 grams or 2 tablespoons of that. We have 6 grams or 1 tablespoon of just some regular paprika, not hot, not smoked, regular old paprika. That's mostly there to give it color. In this beaker here, we have 6 cloves of garlic that have been minced, 1 cup of water, and 45 grams or 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. That's going on in. That's been soaking for a little bit in the fridge, so that garlic has soaked throughout that water and red wine vinegar. Last but not least, and I've been doing this pretty much with all my sausages lately, I've been putting in a binder. Sometimes I don't do it, but what I've noticed, if you put in a binder, you are going to get more of a plump, juicier sausage, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I love me a fresh sausage without any binder, but this right here is just 30 grams of some dried milk powder. That milk powder just helps with the fat and the juices just hold into the sausage so much better, in my opinion. We're gonna now work this like we're kneading bread for about a good 5 minutes. I've been working on this recipe for a little while, probably tweak it maybe here and there. If you want to make it hotter, this is my standard Italian sausage. This isn't even my pizza blend. Pizza blend I do slightly different. This is a standard, I wouldn't even call it sweet, call it a mild Italian sausage because you can make it hotter, you could make it garlickier, you could, or if that's a word, put more garlic in there. You can make it sweet, add more sugar or honey or whatever route you want to go, balsamic vinegar instead of red wine vinegar. Sky's the limit. That's the great thing about sausage. Your creativity is what limits you on what you're going to make the sausage. All right, we're going to need this for about a good 5 minutes. All right, we've been doing this for about 5 minutes, and a good way to check, you just take a ball of meat here, slap it onto your hand, and if it holds, just like such, see, holding, we are good to go. So I am going to put this in the fridge for about an hour before we start stuffing it. All right, folks, it is now time to stuff our Italian sausage. We have our stuffer right here. We have our Italian sausage, our bulk Italian sausage that we will be stuffing right here, 6 pounds worth. We have our casings, and we have some kitchen shears or a knife, whatever you want to go with. I forgot, we also need some water. Got ourselves some cold water. First things first, let's get our hopper filled with our meat. Remember, we're going to stuff it in, kind of flatten it in as much as we can so we don't get too many air pockets. Put this back on our stuffer, bowl in the sink. All right, our hopper's filled with our bulk sausage. Let's go ahead and get some water on down, get some water on the horn. And now we got to find the edge or the end to one of our casings. Let's see where we can find it. There we go, got an end. Sweet. That didn't take too long, thankfully. Put this back on in because it'll come out nicely. Find our opening. These have already been rinsed and washed, so got all the salt off them. We are going to go on with our casing. Oh, don't tell me we got a knot. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, well, put that there and cut this knot out. All right, we're going to tie it off and get to casing some sausage, folks. Just a quick overhand knot. This stuff's very durable. Put it all the way up to the sausage and let us begin. Going to try and keep it a little bit taut so we can get a nice plump sausage. Oop, blowouts are going to happen, air pockets are going to happen, so just expect the unexpected, folks. Pretty gnarly storm going on right now, so you see the lights flickering, I swear I paid my bill. It's just got a real gnarly thunderstorm coming through. We might have enough casing here, folks. It's going to be close. All right, that's it. We're going to go ahead and back this off, get this sausage on out of here. Ooh, I almost knocked over my water. That would have been terrible. Let's get this linked up before I lose my power. So what we're gonna do, butt of the hand to the thumb, make an indentation, butt of the hand to the thumb, indentation, and roll forward. 3 rolls forward and continue that on. Every other one. we are going to roll forward. Oop, got a little bit of a blowout on that one, but that's okay. Right at the end, blowouts are going to happen. Just roll with the punches, folks. There's our Italian sausage. So we're going to put this on a rack and into the fridge to let the casings dry out just a little bit. Do that for a good 4 or 5 hours. Here we are. We're going to get them on this rack, space them out. We are not going to cut them yet, though. There we are. Might have to put these on my basement fridge because... Might have to sit down in my basement because this storm is getting gnarly, folks. All right, a few hours in the fridge to tighten up that casing and let it air dry a bit. All right, our Italian sausage has sat in the fridge, actually, to be honest, for a day because work came up. So it happens. It sat in the fridge, air dried a little bit, and now that's what they look like. Time to take them outside and get to grilling. All right, now on go the sausages. Take our rolls, put on some garlic olive oil, and grill them. There we go. Nice little grill marks. Time to plate up our Italian sausage. Gonna take a nice roll that we have here. Just sweated down some peppers and onions. Gonna throw that down first. Chopped up 3 onions, 4 bell peppers, salted them, and sweated them down. Tried not to get too much color on them. Next, we're gonna bring in our sauce. We're gonna go with this bad boy right here. A little more peppers and onions right on top. Oh man, my mouth is watering. This smells absolutely delicious. And then to finish off the Italian style one, just got some Parmesan cheese right here. A little Parmesan going right on top. Oh yeah. All right, now I'm gonna show you how I grew up eating them. Got ourselves another plate. Same procedure. Gonna throw down a little bit of peppers and onions right on the bottom. Throw down a nice Italian sausage. A little bit more peppers and onions. And then, tell me if I'm weird for this. I don't know if anyone else does this. Just some regular yellow mustard going on there. Growing up, they always had brats and Italian sausage, and we would kind of eat them the same way. So yeah, I love an Italian sausage with some mustard on there. And there you have it, folks. There's the regular Italian one and the one with mustard, how I grew up eating them. All right, and there you have it, folks. The Italian sausage, normal way, I guess, and the Italian sausage, the way I grew up eating it, that I love. I love making my own sausage. Cut up the pork, processed it, ground it, seasoned it, stuffed it, grilled it, and now we're getting ready to eat it. All right, well, nothing really left to do but give it the old official taste test. Which one to go in with first? I'm gonna go in with, you know what? Let's do an unadulterated one first. What do you think about that? We're gonna go ahead and just cut into one first. Try it out. Oh yeah, look at that. You can see the spices and everything. So on a charcoal grill, because I'm a charcoal guy. So bottoms up. Man, I don't know if it's just the genuine excitement of how it turns out, and like it turns out and exceeds my expectations, but I am always so ecstatic when the food turns out better than I expected. And man, I've been kind of toying around with this sausage recipe, and that is awesome. I had that black pepper. I could taste the garlic. I could taste the fennel, the coriander, the crushed red pepper. It's not sweet. It's a little tiny bit of heat. If you wanted it sweeter, add in a little more sugar, honey, agave nectar, maple syrup, whatever you want to go with. You know, it's a roadmap. Sausage is a little bit more like baking. The ratios of the salt, you kind of want to keep the same, but you could toy around with everything else. Do you want more garlic forward? Do you want more sweet? Do you want more heat? Play around and do what you want, folks. But man, that is incredibly tasty. Very, very happy with that. I won't be tinkering with that too much. All right, now we're gonna go in with the Italian style one and try and get this. Look at that. I mean, take a look, folks. That's a pretty hearty looking Italian sausage right there. I'm gonna try and just cut it down the center. What do we think about that? Let's see. I mean, that looks pretty good, folks. This way maybe I can get everything all at once. So, bottoms up. Jaws getting unhinged on this one. That is absolutely killer. Holy crap, man. Those peppers and onions just complemented so well. That little bit of garlic oil grilled onto that bread. Yeah. All right. I am extremely proud of this recipe, and I hope you guys try it out. Give it a shot, because that is scratching me where I itch right there. All right. That one's delicious. Excited for this one. This is my childhood favorite of how I always used to eat it. There you go. We're gonna give her a cut in half. Oh. Am I the only weirdo that does mustard on it? But yeah, look at that. Woo, folks. All right, well, bottoms up. Uh-huh. Mustard is still the winner to me. I mean, that's delicious, fantastic, but that little bit of kick of mustard on there, oh, just takes it over the edge, knocks up that flavor, and out of this world. Absolutely love that. You know what, folks? I'm gonna stand by this recipe. I'm not gonna tinker with it too much because I am extremely, extremely happy with this right now. That is fantastic. Hope you guys give it a shot. Let me know if you do, that'd be great. Always appreciate you guys coming by, and just remember, you're only making food out of ingredients till you sit down and share them with the ones you love. Then it's a meal. All right, folks, always appreciate you guys coming by. Over here is a video that YouTube thinks you might like, and here is a video that I think you'll like. And as always, if you could hit that subscribe button, be greatly appreciated. All right, folks, let's keep having fun. I hope you're getting some use out of these videos, and yeah, hope you're having as much fun as I am. Thanks for coming by, and until next time.